any court case, there are a variety of different dates that you have to be there. There's an arraignment, there's a pretrial, there's a compliance and election date. And there's one important thing that you need to remember for every single one of those dates. You have to show up.
I'm assuming that people, when they're facing a court date, would rather maybe go to the dentist and get a root canal without Novocaine than go to court. But the fact of the matter is, if you don't show up, you could be setting yourself up for some serious pain and some serious punishment. One instance of failing to show up can dramatically alter the course of your case. And if you ever get cases in the future, what's going to happen in those cases as well? The dreaded default.
And so that default is a note that is on your record forever, that you did not come to court when you were supposed to. And so what's going to happen? First, when you finally come in and remove the default, which can be because the police came to your house, arrested you on that default warrant and brought you to court. But whenever you're in, there's going to be a question. Are you going to be released again? Or are you going to be held on bail? And that is something that you're going to have to fight and say, I am not at risk of not coming to court, even though I already didn't come to court on this case. And that's going to be a difficult argument to make that's going to give any judge assurance that you're not a flight risk.
Right. The whole process of being released by the court is based on the term that's used in court, a recognizance. A recognizance is a fancy way of saying a promise. I promise that if you let me go, I'm going to come back if you break that promise. Now, the court's going to say, why should I ever trust you again?
That's going to be not only for this case, but if you are ever accused of an offense in the future, the judge is going to be saying, well, even in this less serious case, look, the client didn't appear. They defaulted in the past. And so why am I going to believe that today, for this more serious case, or even the same type of case, that they're not going to do it again? It is going to be a black mark that haunts you. You don't get the bail back if you don't follow through on that promise.
Right. If you make what's called a willful default, in other words, through your own malfeasance or negligent action, you fail to appear to court, that money is gone. In addition to that black mark that you get on the record that Ryan is talking about, you could additionally be setting yourself up for some serious additional charges. Bail jumping and failure to appear. Those charges are extremely serious. They carry not only heavy fines, but serious terms of incarceration and imprisonment.
So that's a real great look at all of the potential pitfalls of the harmful consequences that can come for not showing up. But we are not even talking about the missing of the good consequences. Time and time again in a busy court like the Lowell District Court or the Lawrence District Court, we have individuals who are unable to make it to court for whatever reason, and their case would have been dismissed if they did one thing: come to court.
The important message is to make sure that you show up to court. But what do you do, Ryan, when we have the situation? And this happens a lot. We'll have clients that have been in default status. They're fugitives. They're on the run. They have warrants. They're coming to our office and they're saying, I've been living under the shadow for a week, a month, 10 years. And the reason why is because my lawyer at the time wasn't prepared to handle my case, and he says, the better thing for you to do is just run. It blows my mind. It's illegal and unconscionable. It happens. What can they do?
What they can do is they can consult an attorney who is prepared and confident and not afraid in order to address that problem head on. And we have had amazing, really fantastic results of people who have been in warrant status for a month, for a year, for a decade, for 20 years. And we've been able to explain, this is why you can trust, Judge, that this client is going to come back. Because look, they've hired us, they are coming in voluntarily, and we are making an argument that sometimes the prosecutor isn't even asking for bail. Right. Because we've been able to demonstrate before it even gets in front of a judge all of the reasons that even though this person made a mistake, that their actions today speak to their promise tomorrow to come to court.
When you walk into court with attorneys that are viewed as serious lawyers like us, as competent, respected, honest lawyers, and you're coming in to clear that warrant, very often the outcome is determined by the way the judge or the court views the trustworthiness of the lawyer, because that reflects on the client. This is if the client truly is serious, correcting their mistake, and that can be shown by the lawyer that they choose. So If you've got a warrant and you've been living under that sort of shadow and that darkness that clouds your life, do yourself a favor and give us a call. We can help you put that behind you and move forward with your life.